How's it going, guys? It's your boy Poppy Wolf, and today we're going to be talking about Reincarnated as a Slime, the new season and episode 1. So let's jump right in, shall we? So when we see Reincarnated as Slime, we pick up where we last left off with Rimuru. At this point, he's taught the kids everything he knows. He's saved them. Now it's time to come back to the kingdom and start up diplomacy with the beast demon lord. What's his name again? But it's basically your reason. It's like Chiron or Chiron. Chiron, I think his name is. Chiron would make sense. That's the Greek word for like the king of the centaurs. But so, anyways, Rimuru is waiting for their delegation to come through. So he sent Benimaru, which is pretty cool because it's cool to see that how political this show's got. Like, I think the big ups with Reincarnated as a Slime is how fun fantasy it is, but also how real world it becomes with them making their own little town, their own little nation, and how they're going about making pacts and alliances with other kingdoms and other nations and stuff. So it's really dope to see them kind of going through this diplomatic kind of like process of which you're like, okay, I'll send you someone who represents my kingdom, and you send me someone that represents yours, and we'll work through that. So dope, it's so cool. And then it's dope that Benimaru's kind of gotten this big, like, him and was it the little goblin kid Rimura have kind of just became like these big officials now. Benimaru was even like not even scared. Like, every time Rimuru was like, I hope you don't fight if you have to. He was like, no, I understand my position, I understand everything. It's so dope to see how like far he's come, to the point where he would have just fought anybody who disrespected Rimuru, to like understanding that sometimes even fighting disrespects my own what would you even call it? My own king, or my own lord. Like, I have to be respectful at all costs. I can afford spitting on his name. So it's so cool to see how they've kind of just grown up. Everyone's grown up in this short little time, and I think it has something to do with monster lifespan. Like, I don't think these people live forever. But then again, like, they're strong enough now where I think they can live longer than most monsters do. I'm not fully confident. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we see Rimuru. He comes back to town. He gives the delegation a big speech about how they have to uphold peace, and how, like, even if it doesn't go quite well, they still have to uphold this kind of they have to uphold this kind of dignity, for just because it's for Tempest Nation. So that was so cool. I liked it a lot. I didn't think that was too boring. I actually was really interested in seeing how that goes. We fast forward. We see him just enjoying his town's newest things, such as like the hot tub again. Like, we see the hot tub again. We see him enjoying it, relaxing, just kind of preparing for his delegation. Like, nothing really happens too much. It's just Rimuru kind of not stressing over it, but just weary of what will happen during this exchange, until he finds out that the delegation is on their way. And I mean, like any leader who has to deal with this, I feel like he's going through the sense of like, oh, like, we have to be weary, but at the same time too also be respectful. Like, we can't just be like on our guard 24/7. We get the new delegation as the three Beastketeers. I thought that was so funny. We have like a werewolf chick. We have this chick with like a sword fighting. Then we have the dude. So it's pretty cool to see like them all come together. How like one of them, of course, has to be like the big disrespectful one, and we get we get Rimuru's champion. Like, Rimuru's really quick to instigate this bullshit. He's real quick to be like, oh, so you guys think I'm weak, huh? All right, well, check this guy out. Go handle my lightweight. He's just like, what? Why me? You're the champion. You're the one who supposedly beat the orc. Was he the one that beat the orc king? I forgot how they mentioned it, but they know they pinned a great victory on him, so everyone could be happy, or so everyone wouldn't like be afraid of this nation of monsters, with this a slime monster being the most powerful. Kind of reminds me of Konosuba, how like one of the Demon Lord's generals was the strongest one, was a slime. And he was just like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. That's just little stuff that I think about when I'm like rewatching Slime. But yeah, so eventually they all start fighting. The male biscuiteer, I forgot what his name was, fights the champion. Shion fights the disrespectful cat girl. I think her name was Sophia. Um, they all start fighting, and it's a pretty good fight. Like, these people are on equal terms. I forget how strong Rimuru's people are because we always see them fighting either just so much weaker people or so much stronger. So we never really see like a good gauge of how strong they are. Because it's kind of like comparing, like, if I mean, everything burns to the sun, but everything can beat, like, there's a lot of things that can beat a wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just power scaling them is kind of difficult when you don't really know how powerful they are. So yeah, but it's cool to see that they're on par with these Beastketeers, or at least apparently. I don't know. Next episode we might find out they might pull some like different shit out or something. But it is dope to see like how powerful his people are and how much like his master, like the old samurai uh, ogre, has taught everybody. Like, it's so cool that everyone still trains, everyone's getting stronger. Like, no one's just being sedentary. Like, everyone is improving. So that's dope, and it's kind of dope to find out that Shion is just a little bit weaker than Benimaru. So that makes me think that Benimaru actually has a pretty good amount of power. Uh, yeah, other than this episode was nothing too much. It's more political than action. Like, the last couple minutes were action oriented, but I feel like this is gonna wrap up the next episode. We can only tell what's gonna happen so far, but I think this is gonna be a fun like field kind of persuasion with the delegations and all that. I don't see this happening for the whole season, happening for maybe 6 episodes until something interesting like causes them to like truly like solidify their alliance. Might be a new monster, might be a new thing. But another fun little tidbit I forgot to mention is that the one of the Biscuiteers, the dude, he's a Majin, and the champion is able to keep up with him. So that's interesting too. Anyways, guys, yeah, this episode of Reincarnated Slime didn't have really too much, but it was definitely awesome to see Rimuru back. I watched the OVAs to kind of like give my little itch for the Reincarnated Slime, because Reincarnated Slime has been one of my like not all time favorites, but it's been a favorite. It's like definitely a B tier anime where like I can just enjoy it. It's fun, and you would think it wouldn't take itself too seriously, but it does some serious elements such as like him establishing a government for his people, him kind of going out and about to make sure that they awaken. Like, it's so cool, like how he does, like he's gradually moving on up as a monster. It's not so steadfast where we don't notice everything or we don't see everything, but it's big enough to where we're able to appreciate everything that happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for this episode. We'll be back next week to review episode 2. You guys already know what to do. It's your boy Papa Wolf saying peace.